Well, good morning. It's great to be with you again. We're in Psalm 102 today. And as I read this, I found myself thinking this is a theme that we've seen before. I mean, we've been through, 101 Psalms, and we've been through, like 90 laments. So as I read it, I thought, what fresh thought can I bring to this? And so I want to try to do that for you today. What is happening here? It's an interesting psalm in that it has this title, A Prayer of an Afflicted Person Who Has Grown Weak and Pours Out a Lament Before the Lord. So we know it's a lament, and we know that it's an afflicted person who's grown weak. And as you begin to read it, you get that picture. Hear my prayer, Lord. Let my cry for help come to you. Do not hide your face from me when I'm in distress. Turn your ear to me when I call. Answer me quickly. So it's a prayer. For my days vanish like smoke. My bones burn like glowing embers. My heart is blighted and withered like grass. I forget to eat my food. I wonder what that's like. It never happens to me. In my distress, I groan aloud and am reduced to skin and bone. So you see the sense of aging and of affliction. I'm like a desert owl, like an owl among the ruins. I lie awake. I've become like a bird alone on a roof. So this person feels like their life is coming to an end. But then they begin to reflect on God and his connection to time. But you, Lord, sit enthroned forever. Your renown endures through all generations. You will arise and have compassion on Zion, for it is time to show favor to her. The appointed time has come. So what I want you to see here, and we'll read the end as I come to a close, is kind of our view of time as we age. I had an interesting experience when I was driving into work this morning. I live over on the edge of Ingomar in Franklin Park, and I came down West Ingomar Road and took a right there, Branch School Road, and was driving past Ingomar United Methodist Church. And there, walking in the parking lot, was a very elderly couple, walking very slowly. They were both kind of bowed over. She was wearing a house coat, the only way you could describe it. But they were holding hands. And in the early morning, watching them walk, a few things stood out to me. First of all, the kind of gift of marital love when it lasts like that. To think that this couple, which they look like they could be in their 90s, were still holding hands was just kind of a moment of inspiration. Like, what a beautiful picture of faithful love. But it also struck me that at some point in my life, if I am given the gift of years, that'll be me. At this point, I'm 62 and, I exercise a lot. I feel pretty healthy most of the time. And I think what you do over the course of your life, when you begin, you're just hard charging. You're saying, let me grab the gusto and wring all I can out of life. That's very normal and inappropriate in many ways. But as you age, you begin to realize that that's going to come to an end, and your limitations begin to surpass your possibilities. And so what happens is you begin to realize the importance of God's eternality in light of your temporality. In other words, the fact that we are temporal, that we have an end to our years, the fact that God doesn't have an end to his years means a lot more to us. So we become less connected to this life and to the things of this life, and more connected to God and the things of heaven and of his kingdom. Listen to how the psalm ends. He says in verse 23, in the course of my life, he broke my strength. He cut short my days. So I said, do not take me away, my God. In the midst of my days, your years go on through all generations. And then he reflects again on God's timelessness. Verse 25, in the beginning, you laid the foundations of the earth, and the heavens are the work of your hands. They will perish, but you remain. They will all wear out like a garment. Like clothing, you will change them, and they will be discarded. But you remain the same, and your years will never end. Then it closes, the children of your servants will live in your presence. Their descendants will be established before you. So I would say that this aging and ill psalmist is counting on two things. One, that their children will stand before God, and what a great picture that is. And two, that even though life in this world is temporal, it has an end, God is the eternal one, and we're connected to him. So that is a hope that we carry. So throughout the Psalms, we see this. My troubles, your strength. The shortness of my life, the endlessness of your existence. So let's lean into that today. And let's remember, whether we're young or old, to keep our connection to God, because ultimately that's what carries us as we see the limitations of this life and the limitlessness of the life of God in us. Have a great day. God bless you.